Maybe giving ourselves this gift of just this being here. Just this being here is enough. Just this sitting quietly and kindly and compassionately with what's around, with how things are. And again, if it's helpful, we might just see that as a gift that we can give ourselves. And just to have some space for ourselves, just to be, not to fix or to change or to get anything done. And so as we slowly settle, landing into this very, very easy, simple presencing together. You might begin to notice just how the body is, how the heart and mind is. Aware of maybe some of the tensing and the holding tightly, or the churning, or the pinching, or the ease, or the spaciousness and the brightness that might be around. And letting that all be kind of held in this loving awareness, just acknowledging, letting it be. If it feels useful and supportive, you might begin to fold in a sense of the body's weight and the body's contact with the floor and the chair or the bed. Something to kind of steady us, to ground us as we sit here kindly and compassionately with what's already around. You might notice that gravitational pull of the earth. And maybe even noticing the ways that perhaps there's a little resistance to that here and there. And if it feels okay, you might explore, play around with kind of yielding, places that might be willing to let go. This practicing of accepting the way things are, felt in this wordless way, this kind of hopping over the border into the direct experience of just this being here, being enough. Or maybe you might choose to use the sounds, all the sounds coming on those sound waves into the ears and into the brain. That might be the way that you choose to anchor your presence. Either way, it's a kind of a listening, isn't it? I'm kind of pausing, interrupting this flight into the mind, into the sort of virtual constructs that we create, traveling in time to the past or the future. And so there's that noticing and interrupting, and this welcoming home, right back into how things are in this moment. This moment is like this. Maybe opening up to the sounds across the field of the whole body. What's emerging right now? Is it sensations happening in the face, in the shoulders, in the hands, in that sense of pressure and contact? So just tracking what's most predominant, and sort of resting in the awareness of that. Maybe it might be really supportful to fold in that awareness and that contact with the sensations of breathing in and breathing out. Again, we're exploring that direct experience of how it feels, the way that the contact, the touch of the breath at the nostrils or in the throat, in the chest or in the belly. It's a kind of a dwelling lightly that is invited here to dwell lightly with the experience of the sensations of inhalation and exhalation. And noticing breathing happening, or sounds happening, or sensations happening, coolness, warmth, pressure. And then there might be some kind of slipping away. The mind latches on to a thought form, planning, remembering, worrying, whatever it might be. And so this noticing, this interruption might be this invitation just to come back, begin again. Or it might be an invitation to step back and to hold the thought as the object of your meditation. Noticing thoughts coming and going. And the nature of them. And the way there might be some kind of flurry of sensation in the body as the thought expresses itself, and the way that all of the cells of the body respond. So really knowing that thinking is really not the enemy of our practice in any way. So coming back to your anchor. Of this soundscape, of this whole body breathing, perhaps. Or this next in-breath. Just practicing this opening, this receptivity. This willingness to let things be as they are. There really is space for everything. Letting this be enough. Just this being here, noticing this being alive. Grounding yourself again and again in that sense of weightfulness, gravity. Opening, sitting kindly, compassionately with this moment. No need to add or subtract anything from it. No need to want any kind of outcome. Just this openness, receiving, allowing. Catching that moment where we drift, drifting away from the wholeness and the enoughness maybe of this moment. Our very natural habit. Just noticing the quality and the energy and the way that we might just kind of guide our attention back in, like a good shepherd. And beginning to plant ourselves right here, right now. Tending and taking care of this moment can be just so simple and nourishing. And as we sit here together, practicing being mindful, so much easier when we're together. Such a simple thing to do, they say, but it's not easy. It's certainly so much easier together. So just sitting in your practice, honoring your own practice, coming back to your anchor, whatever it is, and maybe allowing the words of this poem that I found yesterday to be folded in or not, just seeing how it is. It's a poem called Dead Stars by a poet called Ada Limon. And here it is. She says, out here there's a bowing, even the trees are doing. Winter's icy hand at the back of all of us. Black bark, slick yellow leaves, a kind of stillness that feels so mute it's almost in another year. I'm a hearth of spiders these days, a nest of trying. We point out the stars that make Orion as we take out the trash, the rolling containers, a song of suburban thunder. It's almost romantic as we adjust the waxy blue recycling bin until you say, man, we really should learn some new constellations. And it's true, we keep forgetting about Antlia, Centaurus, Draco, Lacerta, Hydra, Lyra, Lynx. But mostly we're forgetting we're dead stars too. My mouth is full of dust and I wish to reclaim the rising, to lean in the spotlight of streetlight with you towards what's larger within us, towards how we were when we were born. Look, we are not unspectacular things. We've come this far, survived this much. What would happen if we decided to survive more, to love harder? What if we stood up with our synapses and flesh and said no, no to the rising tides, stood for the many mute mouths of the sea, of the land? What would happen if we used our bodies to bargain for the safety of others, for Earth, if we declared a clean night, if we stopped being terrified, if we launched our demands into the sky, made ourselves so big people could point to us with the arrows they make in their minds, rolling their trash bins out after all of this is over? So coming now to let the attention be gathered and maybe drop down into the body again, into the feet, into the steadiness and the solidness there. And just allowing the sound of the bell to land in now, to be received as we bring our practice together today to close.